Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Cancer in October 2019. Hello, Cancer. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right, guys. Welcome. Welcome. I don't know why I'm being weird. Welcome back to my channel. If you're returning, welcome for the first time. If you're a first-time viewer. If you're returning, you can kind of see I'm not where I usually am. I'm still... well, actually, I'm about to be leaving here shortly. This is my last day of vacation from visiting my sister. It's been a lovely time. I've been very relaxed, and now I have to like get ready and go back to the real world of work and obligations and responsibilities. So boo on that, but hopefully you have had an amazing time in your life recently like I have. Maybe you've been on vacation yourself. I don't know. If not, I still hope everything is going well in your life and you guys are feeling good, okay? Cancer, I have shuffled off camera. That is your main spread there. I'm going to shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. Timestamp is in the description box below if you want to jump ahead. Information for how to get a personal reading with me is also in the description box. If you want to ask a question, clarifying what you can expect from a reading before you place an order, you can absolutely do that. Use the same address, okay? Anything else? Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, and share the video if you like what you see here. And of course, positive reinforcement, positive interactions with the channel. That just creates pretty good karma, right? So if you like what you see, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you share, make sure you comment, and do all that good stuff, okay? All right, Cancer, let's get into it. I want to see Cancer's outcome for October 2019. Please show me Cancer's outcome for October 2019. Please show me. Okay, bottom of the deck is the overall energy. And it kind of came sideways, but I feel, yeah, that's right. All right, and that's the only one that came face down. Turn it over. Boom. Look at what you got. You got a lot of heavy stuff. But let's see what it all means. Let's see what it all means, huh, Cancer? All right. Please show me where Cancer is in October 2019. Please show me Cancer in October 2019. Please show me. Okay, thank you. Wow. Really? Interesting. All right, guys, coming into October, you come in with the Four of Swords. Dum, bum, bum, bum. I don't know what sound that is. That's not even like a doomsday sound or anything. And it's not meant to be. It shouldn't be that way. But I say that because it feels... I mean, for some of you, this will be your energy. In other cases, this is not. This is the energy of someone you're dealing with. But Four of Swords is break time. You know, somebody's on a deep reclusive rest period, really withdrawn from the world, really withdrawn from a situation or circumstances, really withdrawn in a relationship. Could be you, but it could be someone you're dealing with. You know your situation better than I do. But and often, you know, the Four of Swords is it's positive in the sense of it gives us time to reflect. It gives us time to really consider what we need to consider, what we're dealing with, what we want to do going forward in a situation, or other times though it's like unwanted or not necessarily the best timing. So that's going to go in all different ways for you guys. Regardless, it feels as if it's very reactionary as opposed to being a response, meaning something happened to you or to whoever you're dealing with that caused them to do this reclusive hideaway, you know, long extended pulling away from a situation, pulling in back into the self. No communication also. That's interesting. Because, you know, swords do indicate communication, air sign energy, right? So you might not be speaking with someone, or someone's not speaking to you. And the timing is just, in some of your cases, it feels really wrong, or it feels really inconvenient. But that is because, again, this is a reaction. It's not really a response. Something something untimely, interestingly, something untimely happened to you or happened to the other person that you're dealing with that caused this retreat. Yeah? And how long the retreat has lasted, Four of Swords, interesting. They're saying like 4 weeks, 4 months in some cases, although I think that's to the extreme, but definitely at least 4 weeks. And that feels, as much as it's serving the situation, it also feels as if it's overkill, or it's like too much, or someone has the perspective of 4 weeks is too long, or however long it's been is too long to go without speaking, to go without communicating, to go into this very extreme, like, restful period where, you know, basically someone is on a someone is on a vacation and whether they literally are gone away, or they're just like, again, pulling away in a situation, feels too long, but at the same time is actually serving the situation, is actually proving to be beneficial. Therefore, I would say whoever's watching this, if you're worried about this non-communication time, or this time spent away, or this time spent reflecting and being on sort of like a bed rest almost, but not literally like you're in bed sick or recovering for something. You might be, but that time spent doing that is actually serving the situation, serving whatever is going to unfold going forward. It just feels really inconvenient. Interesting. Because the Four of Swords sometimes can be kind of like a energy, like who wants to deal with that? I feel like even if it's a struggle for you or the other person or both of you or whoever's involved, as much as it could feel like inconvenient and such a struggle and annoying or frustrating, it actually is doing wonders for the individual or for everybody involved, okay? Pretty cool, pretty interesting. What else is going on? Well, there's the thing that kind of knocked everything on its ass, yeah? Justice above your starting position, Major Arcana for Libra. So some of you might be dealing with a Libra, but you don't have to be. Justice card. Issues with the law, issues with court, issues with divorce and marriages, like straight up. That's just coming through. So for those where you know this is about your romantic life or your dating life, you know what's up. Things are coming together, things are being severed. It's going to go either way. And it's just like really quite taxing to deal with. I feel like anxious. No, I don't feel anxious, but I feel someone here is anxious. Someone here has a lot of worry about the outcome. And it's not here, but sometimes the Justice card is pictured with an hourglass. And you know how on PCs, like back in the 2000s or the 90s, when you would like try to do something and that little hourglass would be spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning, showing you that work was being done by the computer. Like, that's what this feels like. It's like somebody's watching that little animated hourglass spin over and over and over again because they're waiting for an outcome. They're waiting for something to be resolved. They're waiting for something to be given a conclusion, given a final judgment, yeah? Again, especially if we're dealing with courts or law or some type of contract, some type of, you know, severing of ties or some type of coming together, there's just like this waiting period. And this is falling on either side of the action or either side of the timeline, maybe. Meaning, this probably was the start of that Four of Swords energy, and this will be the conclusion of the Four of Swords energy as well. It's falling on either side of where you begin in your reading, Cancer. So, something, if you are literally the person dealing with the justice system, you were put in this Four of Swords mode because, you know, paperwork was filed in the courts or a court date was set. And so now you're in the Four of Swords anticipating your court date. 4 weeks from now, maybe, or you've been waiting for 4 weeks, whatever. Something like that. So now it's circled on your calendar. And all you can see in your mind or all you feel in your waking hours is that spinning hourglass emotion of anticipation, worrying and being so pent up and I don't mean to laugh because I'm not laughing at you, but it just feels like there's nothing else you can do. Like, you may have tried to relieve this stress, this anxiety, but really it just like keeps coming back to you. And so once you get to the court date, or the case is finalized, the decision comes down, whatever it is, then this energy will reappear, give you whatever it's giving you. You know, in terms of the tarot, justice is neither positive or negative. It just is. How it befalls you, how you feel about it, that's going to be up to you. That's going to be down to the details of the situation, but justice will be delivered in some form or fashion, whether it's in your favor or not. And once that happens, I feel you're able to be relieved or let out of that coffin that's in the Four of Swords card. And I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at your situation, but it feels like maybe for some of you, you're laughing, or you kind of have, like, it's one of those things where it's like you gotta laugh to keep from crying is kind of what you might be feeling. Like, some of you might be in a very stressful or very contentious situation with other people where, you know, if we're talking about anything in the court, especially anything with like divorcing, that shit can get dirty, right? And so this is like for those that are specifically going the route of severing ties with another person. It could get nasty. It could get dark and dirty. And to keep yourself from falling to pieces, you're trying to find, or you're kind of maintaining a sense of humor about the whole thing. Or at least that's what you might want to do in order to not be entirely stressed out the entire time, right? Anything else with justice? I mean, again, it's the card of Libra, and on her, I don't know what you call that, the shroud that this character is wearing, you can see the glyph of Libra. So I feel the resolution to your situation, Cancer, will unfold in October. It will come about. The decision to get married, and I mean, and I talked a lot about divorce. You could be going towards marriage, and some of you could be, or your partner could be experiencing sort of cold feet, or they're kind of clamming up, or they're feeling boxed in with that Four of Swords, and it depicts a coffin. So someone is coming to the realization that they're going into a next phase of their life, and it gives them a little bit of a pause, or it gives them this, I need to go inward and make sure that this is exactly what I want to do, which to some degree is normal. It might be a concern for the other person, like, how come you're just like not so gung-ho about being married, and the person is just like, because it's changing my entire life. And they might have a little bit of a panic about it. But regardless of what you're experiencing, it feels like October is the time. Because 4 weeks from now is what, the end of October? What's today? Today is the 28th of September. So yeah, by the end of September, this should all be wrapped up for you in a just manner. Whatever is fair will be delivered to you or the other person. Contextually, what's on this board feels super positive, but statistically, in the real world, that can't be true for every Cancer that will watch this video. Now, if you're the cross watcher, that might work. That might be why it's positive. So maybe your Cancer is going to lose out in a situation or be not as happy with the results, but you, the cross watcher, whatever sign you are, you might be reading, this reading might be for you, okay? So outside of this very strong center line, what else do we have going on for you, Cancer? Or cross-watcher, or whoever is resonating with this message. Wow, yeah. Is that right? I think so. Yes. Okay. So there's a need to move on. Yeah, Six of Swords. To progress in a situation, to see things elevate or dissipate, whichever way it's going to go for you. there's a lot of pain behind this. A lot of pain. Or mental anxiety about this. Like, I feel really, because the terminology they gave me was mental prison. But then I'm feeling pain, right? I'm feeling restricted, right? You have that coffin there, closed in. You have justice right above it. And then everything I'm saying right now about the Six of Swords, this could be about someone coming home from prison or going off to prison, whichever way it goes for some of you. And that could be very nerve-wracking for the person being released and the people that they know waiting for them on the outside. It could be very nerve-wracking for both sides. So whatever we're moving towards, again, whether we're elevating or dissipating, whether things are coming together or they're breaking apart, it feels the thing that this person in the boat, whoever it is, you or someone else, Cancer, is moving away from was very painful. So if it's going away to prison, the crime that was committed or the sentencing and all that kind of stuff, whatever comes out in the trial, that's painful to relive those experiences. I don't know what you're going to jail for, or whoever's going to jail. I don't know what they're going to jail for, but that's painful. To know that you broke the law, to know that you caused other people pain, to know that you damage people's property, whatever. That's shameful, right? And if you're leaving prison, I've never been myself, but I'm pretty sure it's not like a fucking vacation. It's not like staying at a Hilton. It's probably very trying. It's probably very difficult. It's probably very scary. And to be there and presumably by yourself amongst a bunch of strangers away from your friends and family, that's painful. So to come home from that, as much as that would be a relief to finally be reunited with your family, you're still leaving a painful situation, whether you're going in or coming out of prison. Now that's very specific for a few of you, because I feel most people on a day-to-day basis are not thinking about prison or dealing with people who are going into or coming out of it. For those where it's not so heavy on the law front, and maybe it's not even about marriages, it would still be about this idea of being close with a person and then not being so close, or being distant from a person and then coming together with that person. And that can be, especially for you, Cancer, emotional turmoil. And again, this feels like someone has been stressed. Like, look at the beard on this guy. It's so long. He has spent a long time wherever he's coming from. This is not some whippersnapper just all of a sudden deciding, I want to travel. No. Whoever's leaving or coming into a situation, they've spent a long time at their previous location. Some of you could be moving in with a person or moving out of a home, right? It could go either way. And wherever you've been before, it was a long, especially now I'm like really getting into the person like who's been alone, or single, I should say, not alone, but single. Maybe you've been single for a long time, Cancer, and this is your first serious relationship in forever and a day, right? And so now you move in together, or you're moving to the next level in your relationship, and it's kind of like there's an unease from your past that you want to escape. An uneasy feeling, a stressful feeling, an anxiety point that you want to leave from wherever you're going from, wherever you're coming from. Interesting. That works so well on both sides, whether you're going into something or leaving something. It just works. Now, oh my god, I didn't even realize my sister's like right over there. And I didn't realize that she went and used the restroom. Anyway, so it feels like, definitely, because you have them in the corners here, most of this is about love and relationships, whether we're talking about romantic love, or whether we're talking about familial love, or love amongst friends and your cohorts, whatever. There's a significant pairing at the center of this, whether you're involved in it or it's someone else involved and you're just like sort of on the outskirts of it. Two of Cups. I'm gonna say it only because some of you want to hear it. For some, this is a soulmate to you. But the caveat on my channel about soulmates is they are not always easy relationships. They're not always, sunshine, rainbows, unicorns, everything pleasant under the sun. A lot of times soulmate relationships, if not all, involve some degree of difficulty, some degree of trying and contentious energy, right? Or contentious circumstances. And this feels like, whether you're a part of this pairing or not, Cancer, whoever the pair is, it's a fight to be together, or it's a fight to break away, if we're talking about breaking, the dissolvement of a marriage or the dissolvement of a situation, right? Or the coming together. It's a fight, no matter how you slice it. And this is like, Lilu, this is really, oh man. There's someone who there's a Cancer watching, at least one of you, but there might be a few of you, where this is not your relationship, and you might be attached to one of these people. Basically, you're watching your soulmate, who you believe your soulmate is, get involved with another person or remain with another person, and it hurts you. In that sense, even though I don't know that it would be traditionally, you're kind of in a third party situation, but like, I don't even sense cheating. Like a lovelorn, like a, oh my God, like watching your best friend who you love marry someone else or be dating someone else, but because you wanted to maintain a friendship, because you didn't want to damage the bond you had as friends, you never stepped up and you never said what you needed to say, or they never said it to you, or whatever it is. And so your soulmate might be involved with another person, and that sucks. And that's painful for you to experience. Yeah. For those where this is you and your partner, soulmate, whatever. Again, it's a fight to get together, or it's a fight to break apart. All the energy that surrounds it is difficult. To some degree, it's not pleasant, it's not easy, but together, especially if you're one of these two people in the Two of Cups, together it feels right, or it feels right to not be together. If you have to separate and that's painful, you might have other people around you who don't want to see you split apart, or you've been together for so long, like with that Six of Swords. Maybe you've been together for decades, married together, living together, whatever it is, for decades. And if that's the case, to walk away from that, or to get a divorce or sever ties, whatever it is, freaking is hard. It's hard as hell. That's interesting. That's interesting that it can go so many ways, particularly with that person who's watching from the outside, watching other people pair up, or watching. Ooh, now if you're on the outside and you're watching two people split apart, that's interesting. You're waiting in the wings here. Waiting in the wings with that Four of Swords, putting yourself on ice, being the dutiful friend, being the best friend that says, no, you should really try and work on your relationship, when in your heart you're just like, dump him, dump his ass, or dump her. I can't stand that you guys are together. I want to be with you instead. But being a good friend, you don't say that. You quiet yourself with that Four of Swords, and you wait for the justice in the situation to be served. And then you make your move with the Six of Swords. You go from this painful, lovelorn, keeping what you feel in your emotions a secret. You finally unleash that, and you move towards trying to make a move with this person once they break up. That's interesting, Cancer, and I would not put it past a Cancer to do that. No shade on that comment, by the way, but that's literally, I think, because a Cancer is not really interested in confrontation, and a Cancer definitely values any type of connection, friendship, lovers, whatever. The substance of the situation is better than the actual namesake of it or the label that you put on it, right? It's the quality, not the quantity or the essence of it, right? So to have a friend versus not having them at all is better. But if that friend that you secretly are in love with happens to break up, happens to sever a tie with someone in their life, you damn sure are waiting in the wings saying, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. You do what you want, Cancer. That, again, it's no shade, because, you know, some of us are able to express that, others of us are not. And if you are not one to risk hurting a friendship, I can't blame you. Moving on. So on the opposite side, definitely for whoever this works for, and I think it works in both ways, whether you're coming together or you're separating, there is a sense of impending victory or impending possibility of victory, right? Oh, you got dressed. Sorry. Anyway, possibility, right? Yeah, thank you. So the possibility of success, or the possibility of something new with the Ace of I can't even talk. Ace of Cups here. For some, you will be making this Ace of Cups appear in your life, meaning you will offer something to someone, offer them a token or a gesture of love. You will say to them, you will profess something to them, you will step forward in some type of way. Or this will be given to you. It'll go either way. It's very profound in the sense of, it's no joke. It's, like, you see the heavy rain there? The heavy rain clouds above? How it's, like, really, like, pelting down, like, hammering down into that cup. It's like an outpouring of emotion from you, from them, from whomever. That's a frog. I don't know what a frog. Okay, so you have 3 animals here. I don't really, not that I don't vibe, I just don't know enough. I don't know enough about the different animal tokens. So you have a dragonfly, a frog, and a grasshopper. Or not a grasshopper, I'm sorry, a praying mantis? Or a grasshopper, I'm not really sure. So you might want to look those up just to kind of get clarification on what they might mean. Maybe they resonate with you already. But, because there's like 3 things I'm seeing here. The clouds, there's like grass in the background, and then you have like this very swampy, marshy type landscape or ground in the front there. Cancer, you would want to see, and it makes sense being that it's an ace, right? Whatever is offered to you or whatever you offer to someone else, this is like long term. Like, you're not looking for, or rather you're not expecting that things will turn in your favor or things will become, like, you're not looking for anything to grow overnight, right? You have this idea or this understanding that things take time. And I said that earlier, something about justice and the 4 of Swords together, about time or the timing of a situation. So, you know, whatever you're offering or whatever comes to you, it doesn't need to be, you don't expect it to be accepted right then and there, and you don't expect it to become this incredibly effusive or flourished or blooming, just like you're being like, you're no dummy, Cancer. If someone just recently split up with another person and you make a move to say, hey, I'm interested in you now that you're single, now that you don't have someone, I would be interested in dating you. You don't expect them to be like, oh yes, this is exactly what I want, if they literally just broke up with someone. You know it will take time for them to maybe consider or reciprocate your feelings. Doesn't indicate that it won't be successful. But whoever is aware, or not whoever is aware, whoever makes the offer, whether it's you or someone else, they're aware that this can't just happen overnight. all the aces are investments. All the aces are opportunities and seedlings. They are just the beginning of whatever we're talking about. They're not the final stage. They have to grow. They have to develop. Yeah? That's pretty simple. Last card in your main, excuse me, your main spread, 6 of Wands. So here's that feeling of success. Whether it actually will be successful, only time will tell. But it's like this definite confidence, at least. Confidence that the offer will hit, the offer will be reciprocated, or just getting the offer out of you, off of your chest, admitting your feelings, whether you want someone or you don't want someone. Because that's the other thing about the Ace of, let me go back to the Ace of Cups really quickly, because that was really heavily for those who were interested in coming together with someone. We have still at play people who are not coming together, people who are like, I want out. This Ace, in terms of contentment, love, and happiness, and optimism, and all that good stuff, is an investment towards yourself, Cancer, or whoever is hearing this message. You want to get to a place of peace and serenity and feeling at ease, feeling at home in your own body, in your own circumstances. And you might need to do that by yourself, especially if you've been involved with someone for a long time. A long time, like decades, is what that feels like. So if you were married for like 20 plus years and all of a sudden you're single, you're not going to be like over the moon about your circumstances overnight. You're just not. It will take time for you to finally get back to this peaceful place of happiness or security, emotional security. You know what I mean? Same way for those who are coming out of prison or who are going into prison. Not that you're getting any love offers, or maybe you are. Like maybe, you know, before you go to prison, you get married. And it's just whatever foundation or opportunity for a foundation is represented by this Ace. Whoever you are, you know it's not an overnight process. You know that. So back to the Six of Swords, or excuse me, Six of Pentacles. Oh my God, I can't even talk. 6 of Wands. So this is having confidence in the offer, whether you make it or you receive it. It's really feeling like belief. I believe this offer is correct. I believe this offer is for real. I believe this offer or this opportunity or whatever this Ace of Pentacles, or excuse me, Ace of Cups. Because again, 6 of Wands normally, traditionally talks about success. I can't even talk. Victory, right? Success and victory. But I'm feeling it's more about just having confidence and fidelity, belief, conviction behind whatever you're experiencing or whatever you plan to do. Or whatever comes out in your life, whatever is offered to you, whatever situations you find yourself in or relationships you find yourself in going forward. Because they're both progressive. This 6 of Swords and the 6 of Wands indicates progression. Movement towards or movement away from something. And this is it's more volatile, it's more emotionally insecure, it's more flustered and full of, like I said, coming from a painful or uncomfortable space to actually in the opposite corner going to a place that is full of confidence, where you feel secure, where you feel confident, where you feel optimistic and positive. This is less positive. And again, I feel the 6 of Swords is getting away from those feelings and then finally moving towards something or situations and circumstances that give you that confidence, that give you that security, that give you that feeling of, yes, it can work out, or yes, I'm on the right track, or yes, this is the person I need to be with, or yes, I don't need to be with that person anymore. I thought I needed them, I don't need them. Whatever your situation is. That's good. Anything else? No, because you could. I'm not really going to mention that, but how I pointed out the 6 of Swords and the 6 of Wands, how that's a transition energy, moving from this, going towards that, less positive towards more positive, or less confident towards more confidence. You could say the same with the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups for some reason, meaning they feed each other, right? The Six of Swords feeds the Six of Wands. This Two of Cups feeds that Ace of Cups, or the Ace of Cups feeds the Two of Cups, however you want to read it. So they wanted me to draw a line there because now I wish you could see like how my brain is. Like geometry comes out a lot. So this is here, this crosses to that, and then these two of course are connected. So you have like this, I don't know what you call it. It's like a web almost. Regardless, your outcome, Cancer, for October 2019 is the Star card, Major Arcana for Aquarius. So some of you might be dealing with an Aquarius, but you don't have to be. Well, I mean, I've been very moderate, but truly, Cancer, your reading feels super positive. And the Star card, in many cases, often when it shows up, is a positive omen. It is this idea of dreams coming true, of the things that you've wished and hoped for, that you've prayed for, actually coming into fruition. Now, the caveat with that, or the stipulation with that, is you have to maintain a peaceful balance within yourself. You have to maintain a certain healthy perspective. You don't want to ignore or get too wrapped up in your emotional state, because as you can see, this figure is waist deep in water. So there's a chance that you could be dreaming too big, or your dreams get away from you. You allow them to be inflated, and therefore your perspective and your reality becomes warped. So there's the caveat with that. But look at the hands, how they're like this on either side of the body, right? Like this equal balance thing is really there. And there's a sense of healing also with the Star card. So some of you in time, again, this idea of 4 weeks, October, something about that, in that time from now until whenever this unfolds for you, you will, or someone in the situation, or everybody in the situation will obtain some level of healing and perspective, possibly enlightenment with the star above it. Might be, what is up her skirt? Is that like tentacles? That's weird. I've never looked at that. Anyway, some of you might be not in need, but you certainly might come into contact with, or are currently working with, and I'm going to use this word, but I don't think it's like correct, like a shaman or a shaman, someone who works in the esoteric, works in the metaphysical, works in the spiritual world, that not necessarily offers you assistance, but just gives you guidance. I think it's like super casual. If this is an external person that you seek, or that you know, that you come into contact with, I don't even know that it's going to be like directly like, hey, Cancer, this is what you should do. It's more of like they could just be having a normal conversation, or speaking on a certain conversation, or being involved in that conversation. You gain some type of insight. I don't think this person is in your service. You haven't paid them. I don't even think that you've sought them out. They're just around you. Or if you did seek them out, it's like in a group setting. Like it's not a personal consultation. It's not a personal session. It could be just like something you look up on YouTube. You could just Google something and you watch a video from some person who lives in, Tennessee or Indonesia or in Australia. It doesn't matter. And they say something. Because again, I'm using the word shaman, like you could say guru, you could say guide, you could say psychic, you could say anything. But someone who has some other expertise than you, and they kind of, something they say triggers something in you, and now you have a higher understanding or a certain enlightenment from what they have said. Could be like a TED Talk or something. Doesn't even have to be a shaman or a guru. It could be just someone like talking about finances, and then they say something because in their line of work or in their experience, they tie in all their metaphysical work with their corporate identity, and something like that. It does not have to be strictly like how you see this person who's like in traditional headdress and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be exactly somebody like this. Like they live out in a remote area of nature in wilderness, and like you have to find them by like climbing a mountain or something. or that's just all energy and experience that you are cultivating within yourself. Okay? Your overall energy for October, Cancer, is the Empress card. Secondary major arcana for Taurus or Libra, so you might be dealing with one of those signs, but you don't have to be. And that's double confirmation for Libra, because justice came in. So for those who are dealing with a Libra, congratulations, you have double confirmation. Now, the Empress as an overall energy talks about beauty, talks about love, talks about abundance, and all the vivaciousness and love and care of the feminine qualities. Not necessarily about women, but just feminine qualities that we can observe here on Earth, and the feminine mystique, sort of, that we can embody within ourselves, regardless of what your gender is. Now, this could be the person that you desire. Male or female, does not matter. But this person would have such a way about them, almost like a femme fatale, you know? Something like that, where you're unwittingly drawn to them. And normally I don't get caution with the Empress, and I'm not saying that I feel even much caution here at all, but she hides her face behind that fan, right? So part of her is a little detached or aloof or hard to understand or hard to see, hard to connect with, yeah? So whoever you're wanting or desiring, or this is you to the cross watcher or whatever, you know your situation. The abundance and the, you can see what this person's value is, but there's still something slightly hidden about them or unavailable. And it could be because, again, through time or through the situation that's unfolding right now, they're simply caught up in some other shit. They simply are away dealing with what they need to deal with, or you're away dealing with what they need to deal with. And so there's still a little bit of a curtain or a veil over who they are or what they can offer you or what you guys can have together. Doesn't deny or doesn't take away from your attraction to them, your feeling magnetized towards them, or vice versa, right? And the Empress, I feel, as much as the figure is hiding themselves behind that fan, the eye line, I think, is still very much on the viewer. So this, I feel, is an acknowledgement of, I want to be with you too, or I feel the same way, or I might feel the same way, but either I'm not sure right now, or, you know, like I said, I'm busy, I'm doing other shit. Because the Empress is an accomplished person in some form or fashion, whether that be job and career, whether that be financial, whether that be emotional sort of aptitude and relationships and all that kind of stuff, whatever. The Empress is accomplished in something, has obtained something for themselves, and they sustain themselves. Male or female, does not matter. And they will never put whatever they have obtained for themselves at risk. Meaning, if something comes up in their personal life, in their financial life, in a personal relationship with family or friends that has nothing to do with you, they will tend to that in spite of whatever you guys have together. Because the Empress will never see her foundation shaken. It has to be tended to because she's worked hard for it, okay? Cancer. That is your reading for October 2019. If you liked it, like button is down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. You can leave a comment on this video letting me know how it resonated in your life. If you found it to be found anything here that resonated with you, you can of course share the video across your social media platforms, and of course please subscribe if you have not subscribed already, making sure you hit the notification bell so you can know when I upload to YouTube. Cancer, I'm going to be back in a few weeks. I'm going to be doing the mid-October readings for you at that time. You'll also see me go live here on the channel for Libra's birthday reading. You can feel free. I mean, Libra came up twice, so for those that are dealing with a Libra, maybe you want to show up and eavesdrop on that. So if you want to, you can, but it will be specifically for Libra, so only they will be getting any type of tarot reading. So you're welcome to come if you want to, but if you don't want to, if you want to skip it, I totally understand, all right? Cancer, I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.